Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you just kind of disassembling the interior of an S14 240SX. So first thing I'm going to remove is just going to be this cover for the AC unit, climate control. And that just pops out and has two clips on the bottom. There may be one up top. I don't see one. But there may have been from the factory. It may just got worn out. But then you just got two connectors on the back side. There's one. There's two. Next one is going to be this bottom cover, and there's a screw right here, which is on this particular one. It's on the back side here, so I don't have to worry about it. And this one right here. So let's unscrew that. And then that comes out, and also there's connectors on the back side of here. One smaller one that you squeeze, something like that if you need to. And this one, which I believe spreads. So I'm just gonna get my pocket knife out here and get under this tab after I stab myself. Lift it out just like that. Now removing the radio isn't much more difficult than those. It's there's supposed to be a screw there, and we got another one behind this harness. So I'm gonna grab that one, get it out, and then there's supposed to be one behind here, but there's not. But there is one right here, so we're gonna get this out, and that removes this whole bracket, even with the little pocket here. And just like any other radio, there's a connector on the back, and there should be an antenna. Yeah, here's the antenna. So now we got that out. I was gonna say, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to show you fully how to remove this. It looks like, so far it just looks like that there's a screw here and a screw here. And then, let's see, and there's two in here. But I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the center console should lift up. If you can even see what I'm talking about, but there's two inside of this back pocket. And there may be a cover inside of yours that hides that. So these two are already removed in the front. I'm gonna get these in the back. Yeah, that looks like it's it. Put your handbrake up so you can lift it out of here. And of course you're gonna have connectors on the bottom too. Let's see if we can just push this out from the back. There we go. And then get that out of the way. And now this should lift out. Next, we're going to remove the climate control. I probably should have done that directly after the radio and whatnot, but here we are. Now, I'm not sure, I don't think this is actually cable controlled, but there was a cable going to the heater control valve. We'll see here in a second. Because sometimes these cables are easier to remove with the radio bolted in. God, that screw feels terrible. And then it comes right out. Of course, that is if there's not a cable or something attached to it, which there might be. Nope, just an electrical harness. So just on the back side here, push this down, it pulls out. These ones are kind of the more tough one. Oh, that was a pain. What I had to do there was press the clip in with this tool, hold the connector that's inside this unit down, and then pull the wire out because it's like stuck in there. So now that's removed. There are two screws, or should be. It doesn't feel like there's one in there. Doesn't feel like there's one in it either, but there's two screws that you just get your screwdriver in and get them out. I don't feel that there's one in there, so I'm just gonna grab this, kind of pull it underneath the dash, and it should pop out of there kind of like that. And if you need to, what I did over here was where this part hits the lock for the steering adjuster, push that down and this will pull out. On this side for the dimmer, there's a clip that you squeeze. This one's pretty stiff. I'm going to try to use my screwdriver to press it. The release on it. Next thing is just this one, which it appears that you just squeeze the sides of it and it should come out, but it's not coming out like it feels like it should. Well, let's do this. On the back side here, there are two clips that keep this cruise thing in here. You can get that out, push that through, and then you don't have to mess with the whole thing here. What you press on to release this is actually, you see these two black areas, one's there, one's there. You actually press the brown spot in the middle. You press down and it'll pop out. Next thing I'm going to remove will be the cluster, and that, beside the connectors that hold it in, is one up top and two down on the bottom right and left corners. So now you grab this and you got little tabs on top that you kind of got to work around, but they're not bad. Alright, so one thing about these connectors compared to the others in the car, or most of them in the car, is that these have, Jesus Christ, is that these have clips on both sides. So what I'm going to do to be able to reach this clip, I'm going to remove that bulb so I can actually get on the back side of it and pull it. So that came out. Now there's just like 3 more to go on it, I think. These ones though don't look like they're quite as obstructed. I could be completely wrong in saying that, but again, to squeeze, pull, that one is 500 times easier. This one, squeeze, and it's already coming out, and this one, squeeze, and it came out. So now the cluster is free, and we can set that aside. Alright, so I want to be showing you how to remove the steering wheel. This airbag, you know, it has the appearance of being deployed, but if you look inside there, it does not look like it has been. So I'm going to treat this as an undeployed airbag. The battery in this has been disconnected for quite a while, which is what you want to do if you're going to be working on the airbag system, and even the SRS connector and everything else down here is disconnected. So I mean, it's pretty much a dead airbag, but even a static shock can arc it and make it deploy. So it's something you want to be careful about. Now, on the back side of here, there's a black connector. I should just be able to grab it and pop it off of there. Use my knife. Just like that. Comes off there. Then on the other side, there's another cover right here. It's pretty big. Grab that, pop it off there, and even in here the SRS connector is disconnected, the horn is disconnected, it's all disconnected in here. Now what you'll need over here, you can see the bolt right there. That's one of the Torx that hides the airbag, and on this side we have one there also. Now those are security Torx. They have a stud in the middle, and you have to have a special bit to take those out, so I'm going to go see if we have one, and hopefully we do. So what I was actually able to do is, I'll try to show you on this side, is I took my impact, and you can probably even use a ratchet or whatever you have, but I took my impact, put it in there with a flathead, and just impacted, and it broke that center stud off, and I could use a regular Torx on it. So I'll try to get a video of that. Right there, it just broke that center stud off, so now I can use a let's see, we got a T47 here. So T47, and there's the airbag. Now, what I'm doing right here when I'm straightening the wheels, I'm getting the wheels straight so that whenever I pull it off, the clock spring will be straight, and I know that whenever I put the wheel back on, it'll all be straight. Next, you want to get a nut or a socket on this center nut and pull it off. But there's also connectors here that you want to disconnect from the clock spring if you're trying to save it. And so this center nut is a 19. Just take that off. Should just be able to grab it like that. And again, you want to make sure you have this stuff disconnected so you can feed this stuff back through and be clear of the clock spring being damaged. And to remove the clock spring, it's just 4 Phillips head screws, and you're going to make sure you keep this straight. Like right now I have the steering wheel straight. I'm just going to go find some tape and tape this if you plan on reusing this or selling it or whatever you plan on doing, but you want to tape this up so it doesn't break the cable inside of here. Next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the glove box because there's some hidden fasteners that hold the dash on behind there. So that's just a tin right there. Terrible Phillips on the bottom. A couple terrible Phillips, I think. But 2 tins. And if yours is held incorrectly, there's a Phillips right there, I believe, and a Phillips on the other side of it. Most of the time they're not held in right. Oh, there's a Phillips on the side of it right there. So now we got the glove box out. Now, I've never actually removed a dash in an S14, but I've removed one in a Z32. I want to work with it in the same way. On top, there's a fastener there. Maybe one in the center and one on the end, but you gotta pop this pin off with just a screwdriver. And then you can see one bolt there, should be one there, and there's also one in the bottom corner of the dash, and then one over here. But I mean, you can see it's already just about ready to come out. I imagine somebody's already had this out and didn't put all the fasteners back in, but just be careful when you're pulling. Make sure not to rip anything out that shouldn't be ripped out. But once you get everything unbolted, it should just pull out. Just kind of feel where you might still have a fastener on. So, that's about it. I hope this video helped you out. Right now I have pretty much everything out of the dash because, like I said, I'm stripping this car down. But, yeah. So, I hope this video helped you out. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if this helped you. That'd be awesome. And if you want to see more stuff like this, I try to put stuff out fairly often. Kind of varies in content. But usually it's something mechanical related. Whether that's stripping down cars, making something, or trying to fix something. It doesn't really matter. It's just the kind of stuff I enjoy doing. But, yeah. So, thanks for watching.